Welcome to Low Man Help. I'm Mark Campbell, and today we're getting into Josh Hart, the cross-step teaching tape. Josh is one of the best in the league at attacking downhill and transition, and the cross-step is his most favorite action to go to. I'm excited about this edit. Let's get into it. All right, first clip here, we got the best angle of the Josh Hart cross-step special, and he's an absolute maniac attacking downhill. There's Stan Van Gundy said Antetokounmpo and James are the only two he would rather have downhill. I think he's right. There is something about Josh Hart going downhill in transition. He finds every single crevice, and he knows exactly how to keep his weight loaded to hit you and stay on balance. He's one of the best goofy foot finishers in all the league. So this is the angle that I love of this cross step, and we're going to go through some of the key teaching points of it. And Josh Hart is the best player in the league at doing this. There's nobody better. I use his teaching tape for the cross step with every single player because he is the top level. He's so amazing at it. He always feels when the advantage is and knows how to press it. So teaching points here, the biggest thing is we want to be driving our hip over, right? We're driving this foot over top. So this left foot is crossing our right. This is going to be our cross step. We're going to cross these hips. So first key point to not travel is when this right foot hits for Hart, you can't be touching the ball yet, right? So he does a great job of not touching the ball yet until this foot's on the ground. Second key point, and this is probably the most important one, is this foot and the ball are going to hit similar to the same time. We want to try to hit at the same time, and this is going to be the power, right? You want to drive the power from this step all over. You want to drive this power all through the cross step because this is where you're going to generate everything from. So he does such a phenomenal job of loading and then driving this power across his body. This is so good. And then once he gets the contact, he knows. Like he knows right here, as soon as he sees this hip from Nemhard, he drives all this power over and he knows it's a foul right here. So everything's gravy. It's all gravy from here. He's just got to get this last foot down and get it up. That's it. But he knows as soon as he sees this hip and he drives this power across, it's all gravy from here. This is so, so good, and Josh Hart's the best in the league at it. All right, we got another Josh Hart cross step in transition, and he is an absolute maniac going to finish. He's so good, so talented at feeling when the moment is that he's unlocked the defender's hips and they cannot rotate them around quick enough. So this cross step, he does such a nice job of here. He's setting it up. He's setting it up. He's driving. And right now he knows. He knows right now that he's getting to it. As soon as he gets Batum to engage this way, right? As soon as he sees that Batum is going to engage this way, he knows that this hip is going to be exposed. And that's the one that he wants to attack. So he does everything leading up to this here to tell the story of, I want this space. He's telling this story, I want this space. And I think the whole time he knows he actually wants this space. So he's just setting Batum up to really commit to, I will get there. And then as soon as he sets up, right, we see this load. And I think Hart understands this better than most in transition. As soon as he sees this load to this foot, the weight has to go this way. And now he's got him. He's got Batum at this point, and he does such an awesome job of driving this power over. Foot hits, then the ball is gathered by both, driving the power over, and then getting to this goofy foot finish where he's got the angle, he's got the power, and it all starts up here by attacking and telling a story that he wants this space, and then driving everything over and through. He looks like a running back when he attacks, and he is totally reckless abandon in the best way possible, finishing in transition. All right, I put some of my favorite Josh Hart cross steps in here, and this one, the next three are just really good, and they're all deep cuts from Josh Hart, but he does such a great job of unlocking the defender's hips and selling fear of I'm going a certain direction, and it's all a game to him. It's all a setup. So again, core three changes, a big deal for me. Speed, levels, direction, and right here, hips mirror each other. So Harris's hips, Hart's hips, they're mirrors, but he does such a nice job here of speed, levels, direction. So he's going to go high to low, slow to fast, and he's going to go left and then end up attacking right. And this is all a setup. So as soon as he gets into this action, he's down. And right now he's got Gary Harris. As soon as Gary goes from here, and Gary's got to choose somewhere. You can't just not do anything. But Hart does such a nice job of setting this up and then driving everything over. And he takes this little hop step here to be able to gather his weight, but he's already got Gary. Gary's crossed these hips, he's done. But Hart does such a nice job of setting this up and then driving everything over, understanding that he's trying to get to a certain place and he needs to get a reaction from the defender. He needs to get this bail from the defender in order to get this hip opened up where he can drive into this space. And he does such a good job of setting these actions up and then driving this weight from his left foot across his right and picking up after he's got his right foot down. Josh Hart, the best cross-step finisher in the league. All right, this is the first cross-step finish I ever saw. This is back from the 17-18 season, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I was going to call it. I didn't know that other people had called it certain things, but Josh Hart was the first one that I saw, and I was building the hard drive at that point, and this was the one that set it off of like, oh, let me try to find more like this. So seeing him do this for the past 6 years to people, it's just incredible to see how good he is at taking this action, seeing these hips, and understanding that I want to sell this way so I can get this way. As soon as I see this hip open up and give me advantage, I'm going to drive through. So right there, just that right there, being able to sell that I'm going left and having a defender bail, this is the gold for him. All he wants to do is see this hip and to see the defender bailing the weight this way, and then he does such a phenomenal job of driving the weight from left over to his right foot and crossing those hips. He's by far the best in the league. There's nobody that's even close to as good at setting these up and then having the power, because this is not easy to do. Having the power to drive over and get to this finished goofy foot with pop, like real pop, is not easy to do. Because this is Dwayne Dedman. He almost gets back to this. This is a footer, good blocker, good shot blocker. He almost gets back. But Hart does such a phenomenal job of setting these up and then having the power to get there. It's not easy to do. He is the best at it. All right, last one, we got Bubble Hart. Bubble Hart cross-step finish, and this is an absolute gem. This is so good. This is similar to the angle that we saw against the Pacers as the first clip, and one thing that's really special about the way that Hart does this is how he sets these actions up. From midline here, I think you can see that he knows where the space is. This is something where he has the advantage of he can see, right? He has this vision, he can see. Emmanuel Mudiay cannot see. He can think what's behind him, but he can't actually see that. Josh Hart can. And Hart does such a good job of setting this up, right? Space is not actually here. This is not where space is. Space is not here. There's nowhere to go. But Emmanuel Mudiay doesn't know that. He just doesn't know that. So Hart sets him up. He makes him fear that he is attacking into this space. And as soon as he gets this bail, you can start to see it right here. He already knows. As soon as he gets this bail and this hip is exposed, it's over. It's over right here. And he's done such a phenomenal job of knowing that he wants to get to this space. He doesn't actually want to be over here, but he sets this guy up to believe that that's where he wants to go. And this is such a good job. An awesome pickup again. Power, driving the power over, picks it up after the right foot gets down, and then driving everything through. Crossing these hips, driving everything through, and having enough power to drive off this goofy foot finish and get up before any shot blocker while also drawing the contact. This is so effing good. So good. And set up from the beginning. He is cerebral at understanding where he's trying to get the defender to load weight. And then as soon as he feels that moment happen, pouncing on it. All right, that's it for the Josh Hart cross-step edit. He is the best in the league. There's nobody better to watch do the cross-step in transition than Josh Hart. He is incredible at getting downhill and creating fear and then attacking the top hip with a cross step pickup in transition. So good at driving the power across his body and then goofy foot finishing. I hope that this edit provided a few teaching points to help you try to do the cross step on your own. If there's anybody to watch, it's Josh Hart. He's absolutely phenomenal at it, and he does such a good job of telling a story as he's coming down the court, telling a story with the angle he's trying to attack, all while setting up his dribbles to be able to drive the power over to the other side. I hope you enjoyed this edit. I'll see you on the next one.